What up, guys? Shotman back here again. Wanted to make a video. Wanted to talk about some of the things that have been going on in the world of Flesh and Blood. So we just finished week 8 of Skirmish, which is a good thing and a bad thing in my mind. Definitely gonna miss Skirmish. I'm somebody that participated, and I think it was 13 skirmish events. So that's 13 events over 8 weeks. I think there were a couple of weeks there where I think there was a week where I did 3 events. I don't think there was maybe one entire week where I didn't participate in any skirmish events. But skirmish is over. I think it was a fantastic event, a fantastic idea that Legend Story Studios put out, and I hope that we see something like it again in the future. I honestly don't think right now that it's going to be a reoccurring thing. I don't think we're going to have a skirmish season every year. The word season behind it does kind of lean towards the idea that there could be more seasons, more skirmish style events going on in the future. But to me, just the way I think about it is that skirmish was a solution to a problem that we had at the time, which was that there was no organized play going on in a lot of places. So skirmish kind of filled that role to where people could participate in these events. It got people playing. It got people interested in the game. It got stores to generate some revenue, which is amazing. And people got mailed prizes. So it got people just really hyped up to participate in these events. And I think that if organized play were to really kind of expand like we hope it does in this year, if you look at Legend Story Studios' roadmap, they kind of have it to where, the road to nationals is going to start soon, then nationals, eventually leading up to the calling, the world style event for Flesh and Blood. But when it comes to skirmish, I just don't see if by this time next year, most stores are running armory events, and there are regionals, there are nationals, there's all these organized play events going on, that skirmish may kind of fall to the wayside. I hope it's something that they revisit in the future, but I just don't think right away that skirmish is going to be something that is just a mainstay part of the game right now. Honestly, if you look at the promos, I actually was lucky enough to receive a cold foil hero from the first wave of skirmish prizes. That was off the back of 4 events. Now I have 7 events, I think, or 8 events, however many, 9 possibly, going into the second wave of prizes. Fingers crossed for a Scar for Scar playmat. Those playmats are beautiful. But if you look at the cold foil heroes, these are heroes that are dated for 2019. They do not have the green circle P promo marker that most promos nowadays have, which leads me to think that there were just a ton of these cold foil heroes in reserve that Legend Story Studios had. So it made for a great prize, and these are prizes. These are cold foil heroes that sell for $600, $700, $800 USD relatively easily. So these were fantastic prizes, from a collector standpoint, from a monetary standpoint. These were big prizes to be delivered to people's houses. I happened to get Vesserai Runeblood. Super happy about that. Hoping I could maybe scoop up another champion or a playmat. But that just leads me to believe that there was this large collection of cold foil prizes. So going forward in the future, say there was another skirmish, I wonder what the potential prizes could be. This is kind of like some speculation I've had with the Armory Season 3 young cold foil Crucible heroes. Because you might think, when is going to be a good time to, reprint these? Are these going to be relatively rare cold foil promos? Because, if we just continue, Monarch's going to be a smash hit, Kingdoms is a smash hit, maybe the game moves more towards a classic constructed format. Blitz isn't as popular. Crucible was the Blitz set. Crucible was the set. That's when they kind of came out with Blitz. That's when they really wanted to push it. So they made all these heroes, Season 3, the Crucible season, was this big push for Blitz. But let's say that Classic Constructed kind of starts, becoming the top tier game mode that it is, because that's like what they want to play when it comes to the calling and when it comes to these other like prestigious tournaments. So Classic Constructed, when are they gonna reprint these young cold foil Crucible heroes? So I'm just curious if there was another skirmish event, let's say next year, do they just go to the cold foil heroes from Monarch and Kingdoms at that point? A year from now, those are the new adult heroes that we have. My mentality is just that, like, if you win a skirmish playmat, if you have a Scar for Scar playmat that says skirmish on it, that to me is a very, very cool collector's item that if we never see another skirmish event, that is a beautiful piece of the game's history. It's such an interesting time when skirmish was this thing that just needed to happen, right? So rest in peace, Skirmish. You were fantastic. I had a great time. I met a ton of cool people, played a lot of good games. It was really interesting to kind of see the meta develop. It was really fun to get into top 8 and then get crushed, But moving away from the skirmish news, another fun thing that I think is going on is I think we're going to see some more high-profile content creators, especially some of those from Magic the Gathering. The community is already kind of buzzing, and there's been a lot of fun talk, a lot of videos kind of coming out about the professor from Tolarian Community College, Brian, who's a fantastic content creator. Big fan of the professor. I watch a lot of his videos. I'm somebody that doesn't play Magic religiously. I have some Commander decks. I don't really buy a lot of the cards now. It's hard enough to stay super into one card game, but to be so involved with two is even more difficult. So I've kind of stepped away from Magic and I've gone full sail into Flesh and Blood. But I think with the professor getting a preview card for Monarch, I think I'm sure he's played the game quite a bit now, but if he starts making content, Red Zone Rogue made a video about this, I believe it was today or maybe yesterday, that the game is going to explode. But I think that we're going to see other disgruntled Magic the Gathering content creators kind of coming over to Flesh and Blood and giving it a chance. I have high hopes for Pleasant Kenobi, Vince, who has also been on Tolarian Community College's channel. Their podcast, their like talk style show, Dies to Removal, is a fantastic show. Always worth a listen, always worth a watch. Their opening skits are some of the funniest like trading card game related content I've ever seen. Those guys, they have great chemistry. I would love to see Vince come over and make a Flesh and Blood video. Then you also have Noxious, who I used to watch Noxious when he was making Hearthstone content. And I know he's done some Magic the Gathering content. And I know that he is very involved in Flesh and Blood. So I'm super excited to see if more of these content creators start putting out some content on YouTube and other means, Instagram, Twitter, things along those lines, that we will see a major boost in our player base coming up here with Monarch, which is perfect timing now that Monarch is also introducing the new Blitz decks. And man, something about Monarch, man, this game is 16 and older. I am a huge fan of Eldritch. Eldritch design. One of my favorite games of all time is Darkest Dungeon. One of my favorite stories is Shadows over Innsmouth. Like, I really love the Eldritch, Abomination, Chittering Mass, Toothy Maw kind of stuff. So I am super excited to see the design space in Monarch. As far as spoilers videos go, I'm probably not going to be making videos on like every new spoiler that comes out. I'm in an interesting position right now where my partner just recently had surgery and we live in this small room together right now. So it's harder for me to push out content. I'm also like, her care is like a higher priority right now to me than creating YouTube videos. But once we find a new place and everything kind of lines up, I do have plans to do a limited set review for Monarch. Once we have all the cards revealed, I kind of want to go through and give my thoughts on, what are some good picks. Hopefully we have that information before the pre-release, because just looking at some of these cards and how everything shapes up, I think this pre-release is there's going to be a lot of people kind of confused, wondering like, what the hell do I build? And I can't wait to hear stories of people just jamming their deck full of Blood Debt, hoping to summon these Eldritch Blood Gods. I can't wait to see those tokens, by the way. But there are going to be great stories of people jamming their deck full of Blood Debt and basically killing themselves trying to complete that ritual. So yeah, I'm gonna be making some videos on a Monarch coming up. I wanted to make a video kind of about my Monarch predictions, but I feel like I've missed that boat just because we have like more information now. We still don't know what Soul is as far as light heroes are concerned, and I recommend everybody check out the article on fabtcg.com. I'll link it in the description. It was an article from James White talking about hidden talents, and hidden talents really are a way for the design team to come up with these new and interesting ideas based on the talents of a given region. So, with Levia, who is a shadow brute, you would look at brute and you think brutes are from the Savage Lands, right? But the brute design space, the design philosophy behind brute is power matters, 6 or more, and then random discard, right? So what if you take those ideas and you move them over to another region, to another hero? What makes that hero or region different? And that's where you get into the Demonastery having Shadow, which has to do with the Banish Zone. So there's been a ton of speculation in the Discord, amazing conversations going down, just talking about what could our other heroes be, what is light going to be, looking at these new brute cards. So it's such a good, it's a good time to be involved in the Discord and just part of those conversations. You also have Wall Street, which is always going over, what are some picks, what are some good specs. But now another channel, which is Card Reveal Discussion, has just been non-stop blowing up with just fantastic ideas. Every time a new card is revealed, people lose their minds. We're wondering, how can this work with what we're given? So it's just a really fun time right now to be involved with the community on a level of just discussion. So of course, like every one of my other videos, I'm going to link the Discord, I'm going to link the Reddit, I'm going to link the article to Hidden Talents from James White. I 100% recommend giving that a read. On another quick note, we have had Crucible Unlimited announced, which I think is fantastic news. I think it was really smart of them to do that before Monarch spoilers. That way it wasn't hanging over the head of all these super hype moments where everyone's talking about the Monarch cards, people still being like, yeah, but Crucible is messed up. I still can't get my Crucible cards. So, very interesting news. I don't think that's going to affect the prices on a lot of these first edition Majestics and foils. Those are probably still worth specking on. The cold foil weapons are still amazing pickups if you can find them. So yeah, we've had some pretty awesome news in the last couple of weeks. This is maybe something I want to do like a weekly series on, where every week we just kind of talk about what's going on in the Flesh and Blood world. I am definitely not a daily content creator. There's still a lot of stuff going on in my life. I would love to get to the point. I want to put out more content for you guys because you guys are amazing. We hit 100 subs, which I'm super excited about. I still am going to be doing a giveaway. Kind of figuring out the logistics right now of like how I want to do that. But I do have an IRA starter that I do want to send out to someone, trying to figure out, what's the best way to do that. If anybody has any suggestions or any cool ideas, please let me know. I'm always willing and always looking forward to communicating with you guys. But yeah, we hit 100 subs. Monarch is popping off, boys and girls. It is full steam, full speed ahead on the hype train for Monarch. I cannot wait to talk more about this game and get into this game with you guys. And on one final note, I reached out to Inked Gaming because I ordered myself a playmat, and I got into their affiliate program. So if there are any other content creators out there who are interested in maybe producing a playmat with your logo, or you're just finding it very difficult to get a Flesh and Blood playmat, um, Inked Gaming is a resource that you can use where you can upload your own image. The images come out fantastic looking. I'm still planning on doing a Jason Colorado playmat at some point, and if you know, you know. But if you are looking to pick up your own playmat, I recommend checking out Inked Gaming. So this is the playmat that I got for my channel. You'll notice that there's no Flesh and Blood zones on it. And that's because I want to use this more for like at home when I'm doing box openings, things along those lines. But I'm going to leave that affiliate link down in the description. If you're thinking about getting a playmat, go ahead and click that link. If not, you live your life, you do your thing. I love you guys just for sticking around and watching the video. But that's been the news. I wanted to talk about Skirmish. I wanted to get into Monarch a little bit. I wanted to talk about Crucible. There will be more videos coming. We will discuss some things. Thank you on 100 subs. You guys are the best. And I'll catch you next time. Be safe, guys.